Hello, welcome to Rise and Shine. This is a podcast dedicated to busy working mamas like you to help you rise professionally and shine personally. I am your host, Abby Cornelius. Let's get started. Whether it's your personal life or your professional life, there are times where we all get stuck. Or maybe not even stuck. Maybe it's more that we're just on autopilot. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, he turned a blind eye to it, or she turned a blind eye to it. And we use that when something happens, maybe like a red flag moment in a relationship or a red flag moment in a career, and you just kind of act like it didn't happen so that you don't have to deal with it. I like to call these blindfold moments. These are moments when there is clearly something not right, but you just put on the blindfold and you just act like if I don't see it, if I just act like it didn't happen, I don't have to deal with it. And this is living on autopilot, like having that blindfold on and just faking it till you make it and not dealing with your shit. And we all go through these stages, right? It's a form of self-preservation. And I'd like to say we shouldn't do it, but I actually think part of it is good at times, right? Our body can only handle so much. And the reason we keep the blindfold on longer than is necessary is because we're so afraid to face the light. We are so afraid to face the truth of the matter. We're so afraid to face what we might need to do if we admit that this isn't the right relationship for me, or that this isn't the right career path for me, or that, I know I need to stop drinking or smoking or eating all this crappy food. Whatever that thing is that you're avoiding, we're afraid of facing the truth. And the truth moment is what I call your blinding light. So you keep the blindfold on because you're afraid of the blinding light and what that might require of you. But here's what I need you to remember. You have to face that blinding light. You have to face that overwhelm. You have to have that realization of where I am today and where I want to go are light years apart. That's okay. But some people stay in that blinding light moment and they stay in overwhelm. And this can cause burnout because you have this misalignment and you don't know how to get back on track. And what I found helped me when I was in my blinding light moments, whether it was professionally and personally, was that I needed blinders. I couldn't go back to being blindfolded. I couldn't go back to pretending that didn't exist. But I needed clarity and focus, those blinders. So think about horse blinders and how they go on the side of their heads. So they stay the course. They just focus on what's ahead of them. Eliminate distractions. Don't worry what your peers are doing. Don't worry what your friends are doing. Like this is your journey. This is your path. And when you have those blinders on and you know what you're going for, that's the game changer. That's intentional living. And so what I want to stress with you ladies today is take a moment, think about it, where in your life maybe you've been feeling a little misaligned and you've been keeping the blindfold on. And I want to encourage you to take it off. Take it off, because you deserve to have the best relationship. You deserve to climb as high as you want in your career. You deserve to go after that big, crazy bananas dreams. You deserve to show up great for your kids while pursuing your own ambitions. And if we keep turning a blind eye to it and acting like it's not a problem, time is going to slip by and you're not going to make progress and you're going to continue to stay where you are today. One of my friends, Abby Moretta, says, whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. And this is where we get stuck with these blindfolds, is we don't change. And we think we should, and we may want to, but by not taking that action and by staying in the dark, we are choosing it. We are choosing to stay in an unappreciated career. We're staying to be underpaid. We're accepting that, this is just the way it is. People work, people have kids, they don't get to have it all. We become complacent when we're in these moments. And I want you to wake up. I want you to get smacked in the face with that big bright light of overwhelm and that honest moment of, this is not what I want fully, and that's okay. Or it was what I wanted and it's no longer what I wanted anymore, and that's okay too. Your dreams should change. Your aspirations should change. And maybe you're just waiting for somebody to tell you that it's okay to change your mind. If that's the case, it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to say, what I once said I wanted, I don't want anymore. because seasons change, right? Especially for those of us who are climbing professionally and raising families. Newborns is a whole different world than toddlers, which is a whole different world than school-aged kids. And I don't even know what's coming for me when it gets to preteen and teen years, but I'm sure every season is going to need me in a different way. Just like as I rose in my career, I needed to show up differently, and I didn't know how to switch gears, and I needed help, and I needed resources, and I needed education, and I couldn't do it alone. But putting the blindfold back on and pretending like the problem didn't exist would not have served me. So I want you guys to rip off that blindfold, let that bright light in, and do the work to get intentional. Reset your values today. It's not hard. It's not hard to take a few moments and just say, what do I want? What am I trying to get out of this career? What would be my dream week with my kiddos? Think about those things, because they'll give you the blinders that you need to make decisions that get you on the right course. Here's the deal, ladies. It's hard work. It's not easy. I'm not going to pretend like it's easy. It's work I still have to do every single day, and I've been working on it for years. But I can tell you, little by little, that little became a lot. And what was me working 70 plus hours a week is now me working 35 to 40 hours a week in my job. And the time that I am working is way more focused, way more energized, and way more aligned with what brings me joy and passion. My time with my kids is doubled, for sure, doubled the amount of time that I get to spend with them. And not just the amount of time that I spend with them, the time that I am present with them, phone down, not taking calls, just playing Barbies, just being mom, packing lunches, giggling, singing songs with them while they're taking a bath. Like, just goofy time is more. I didn't have hobbies for years just because I didn't have time, right? I didn't have time. I have to work, got to do this, got to do that. Can't have a hobby. And now I have time every week to do something that brings me joy, whether that's reading or walking. It's about to be boating season. I'll get to wake surf again. And I want that for you. I want your day to be filled with more of what you love, with doing it with who you love. That's my blinders moment right now. I am focused on doing more of what I love with who I love. And maybe that's not your goal, and that's okay. But I want you to have one. I want you to know what you're going after, but it does take acknowledging where you are today and asking yourself, is this really where I want to be? Do I feel like I'm making decisions today that are getting me back on the path of chasing what's most important to me today? Not the version of you 5 years ago, not the version of you, 10 years ago. My gosh, so much has changed in 10 years. But who are you today, and how and what do you want out of this one amazing life? So I'm going to leave you with that. I am so excited for the new path of this podcast. And I'm going to continue to bring you more tips, tools, and resources to help you get from where you are today to living a more intentional life. And I assure you that as you do this hard work, you will make strides in your professional life. And you will feel so much more fulfilled in your day-to-day, even with just little tiny actions. It doesn't have to be big sweeping moments, ladies. It just has to be a little bit of intention every day. All right, I'm going to leave you with that today. I hope you go forth and have a beautiful day, and that you let your light shine in all that you do. And I will see you next week. Bye for now.